world-class Knicks as well. But anyway, we'll see a bit more about their styles in just a moment as the winner bracket file commences. Base and Xron in the arena right now. And we're live with Base playing that Doomslayer up against an Anarchy.
Yeah, Doomslayer is not something we've seen an awful amount of today. I know it's growing in popularity in Europe. I personally think as a champion it's strong. Again, the double jump in itself is... It's just because it, again, readdresses the traditional dynamics. It's really powerful. You can get to places a lot quicker than you might be anticipated to. But also the stack is also pretty large as well.
Yeah.
So that's something to be aware of.
No, absolutely. And I know that Xron definitely rates Doomslayer very highly. I'll be very surprised if we won't see more of it a little later on. A lot of damage done by Xron so far. They're very weak, and we have got the Berserk comes out to try somehow to escape, but it's
clutching at straws.
Yeah.
I think that's
not going to work. LG forces out the Ghost Walk straight away. No rail to be used, and he's watching out behind. Well, he's not watching out behind. He's only watching out in front. But behind us, exactly where Base was, and he just falls apart. I don't really have any way to break that down because he just walked into lava, essentially.
Yeah, wrong place, wrong time. Ron's clutching out again, going up the jump pad. Should be able to finish this off. Misses the rail, however.
Oh, that should have been it, I think. Nice little dismount from the top then. He's got to watch out for those rockets. He has got the injection if he wants to use it. He waits until after he's got the frag anyway, and he cleans up that round nicely.
Yeah, just continuously catching Base off guard.
Round begins.
As simple as that. I mean, it wasn't really anything else to it.
Honestly, this doesn't look too dissimilar to the style I was seeing from Xron yesterday. But it was after the first or second round that all of a sudden everything kind of fell apart for Xron, and Base was able to make it back into the game nicely. Xron's just got to really increase the consistency that he's been getting versus Base and probably be successful. That LG going in with the gauntlet, absolutely perfect. I don't know what Base is hoping for at the moment. Is he hustling and waiting for a later round? It's
just that the pace Xron's playing means Base can't settle into his style, as you said, more positional. So he's catching Base before he's got the items, before he's got the weapons. And Base is being forced into taking these ludicrous risks, like trying to punch someone in a teleporter.
And I did play against Xron fairly recently, actually. That's one of the things... I mean, you kind of made the thought a bit more like visual for me in that sense. He really doesn't give you space at all. He's constantly in your face, and you're just like, oh, hold on, I need something before I'm ready, or something else, and he just doesn't let you do that.
Exactly, and when that happens, it looks like you're playing dumb, but you're just being forced to take decisions you're not used to, because you're put into these situations that are seriously uncomfortable.
LG, Base does get the initial damage. But it is going to be Base who can walk away with another major item. So he grabbed both of them on that rotation. And although Xron is in the lead, he's stuck.
And this is a kind of position where Base is now happy. I mean, he can sit back and...
Whoa, that was very impressive from Xron, but Base hits an awesome rail through the armor that was spawned fresh. And manages to get himself a frag as well, but that was Xron felt something, you know?
Yeah, like we talked about, it's the kind of sixth sense of Quakers where if there's nothing happening, something's up.
Especially when you've got all these abilities in combination now for people to be paranoid about. Base pushing in, and aggressive little Ghost Walk going, forces out the Ghost Walk himself. And Xron is going to try and get himself down to the armor. Brilliant move.
Yeah, really great move. Reading Xron to a T. Too risky from Xron, really. I guess he took the riskier option, hoping Base wouldn't realise that's what's happening, because it was so obviously stupid. Sometimes that's the one you should be taking.
I like how Base has loosened up a little bit. Usually we don't see him make such aggressive moves, but I mean that was a great attack from him. I'd love to see a bit more pressuring now on the Doomslayer, who's over by the rockets. Got to be careful a little bit. That Mega's not up for a while.
Wow,
forced to use
timing!
Uh-oh, this is still bad for Xron. The punch, he gets it in. I thought there wouldn't be time, but he still had stack to work with, and Base is regretting his actions dearly now.
That was. I don't think I've ever seen Doomslayer punch someone to death yet, so...
Oh really? Wow, you'll be
in for a treat.
Plenty of that now. Everyone's going to be all up in that. And he's got the Anarchy to go against, and there's not a whole lot of health that Anarchy has to work with, so I won't be surprised if Xron pulls it out once more. Armor's up. Should get a...
Seen a change in playstyle from Xron now. He hasn't got the Anarchy where he can use the speed advantage, so this time he's quite happy to sit back. And when you see players doing this, that's a bit of squiggly LG coming out.
A bit of squiggly LG, yeah.
But when you see players make that dramatic change, it generally recognise that they're a fairly decent player. They don't have like one direction, one style they've built around. They can actually adapt to the strength of the champion they have.
I think that's part of the reasons why he's become really good in this game, because he's been able to make those adaptations. And there's been a lot of players that we see being so successful in Quake Live. You would expect them to do great in Quake Champions, but they don't adapt.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you really have to recognise the pros and cons.
Oh, this is hard work. 8 health left, looks for a rail. Oh my god, that would have been unreal if he landed it. But he does break away, trying to recuperate somewhat. There should be a small armor not too far away too. I think he's hoping, putting his hopes down on getting this mega. He has got it, looking for the LG to land the base of the rail.
That's quite a cool skin. The Doom skin.
Yeah. Oh, the fun with the helmet and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I know that Xron's got all of the lore scrolls in the game already.
Of course he does.
Got everything. He nerded that so hard immediately. He's got everything. This guy's picked up every single cosmetic I think that you can get. Apart from the rune challenge stuff, I think that you checked out yet. Okay, looking to punch the thing. Has he got a chance for one more? He misses it going up. The bounce pad means that he loses range on the punch. So the animation comes out, but he's not able to obviously lock down so easily.
Needs to be that guy, the guy from Street Fighter with the stretchy arms.
I think someone posted that on Reddit or something.
Really?
I'm not sure. It rings a bell for something. LG, there was just Tribal coming out. Tiny explosion. Does a bit of damage, but nothing really.
This is the problem with playing that passive playstyle, as you said, when you're going against the Anarchy, is that if you're, again, confident to push in as an Anarchy, there's virtually nothing you can do. You're not in positions to stop them. You need to keep whittling them down, take defensive positions where you can deal damage and see them coming. If you're just getting caught off guard like that, it's virtually impossible to do anything.
Alright, he's just found this is going to be real hard work at the moment for base. That's going to be an easy frag. We've got 1 minute and 6 seconds on that round, and Xron, he's looking at victory on map 1. But as much as I'm a Xron fanboy, I do not see this as certainty, especially the way we've seen base play the rounds that he's won. And we saw yesterday.
If I was base, I would start with the Anarchy rather than any others. I think he needs to impose himself on the map from the very start, and that needs a little bit more speed. And that would also counter what Qual's doing with his advantage on the Anarchy speed. So
this is hard work at the moment. 13 health left. He's going to try and zip through. Does make it work, and also so dangerous going across that little upper hallway in the middle bit. That's my code name for that part of the map.
Middle hallway.
Middle bit.
Middle bit hallway.
Yeah. I think in Sacrifice people call it... No. In Sacrifice I think teams call it connector.
Yeah.
As I know. That seems weird in Teal. For some reason or another.
Picked a middle bit.
Despite that though, we're still on board with Xron. He's managed to recuperate a bit on the stack from what was close shave beforehand. That timing on the rock, it was brilliant there from base. Xron again, weakened, has to recuperate, and he's going to see if he can defend this heavy armor.
And he could have got it, but taking the safer option of just dealing damage, not really knowing the exact timing perhaps. So it's always safer to try and hit some damage on the exit.
I think if he committed to that, he would have been... Sorry, if he went for the armor, he would have been committed to the fight.
Perhaps.
So maybe that was going through his mind a little bit. Obviously, it's usually a little bit easier to disengage if you're an Anarchy, but nonetheless, 8 damage rocket. It's not going to be enough to make him aggress any further, and there's now a good amount of overstack that base is working with. Xron going to try and get this one, but that was a good little move from base on the backside, but he's trapped in this area. Oh, the rocket's going to land anyway, and I think if he saw base coming towards him with the punches, he had that injection ready to go, which would have saved his life anyway. base in trouble here on this decisive round. And Xron looks like he's keen not to let this opportunity go.
Yeah, now he knows he's got base on the back foot, so I would definitely expect just to go full frontal.
Space runs away very fast, so that's a huge stack for Xron to work with. I expect him, he makes sure when there's a queue like this that he's got all of this stack to work with. He's going to be aggressive. I don't think he's going to let the opportunity go to waste, not if he can do something about it. He's searching for base somewhere. And I think, did you just see a glimmer of him? He's heard him, and he's now noticed that the Ghost Walk's gone, so this is surely a dream for him. Right now, he knows that, presumably not going straight for the fight then, that he can take the items first and afford to do that.
Yeah, exactly. There's no point going out on a limb and risking your life. Now he knows that the Ghost Walk has been used. He has time to try and find him.
I think he heard that. He knows exactly where he is at the moment. He's going to be able to close in on the fight a lot sooner. The rail, got to be careful. And because he was railable himself, he backed off. Mega in 2 seconds. Will lead him straight over to heavy as well. And the rotation is a perfect 3 cycles so far for Xron. And oh, the rockets from base!
They were sick.
Wow, and this sounds like that was just a predictable rotation then for Xron. The 3rd time in a row he did it, did exactly the same thing.
This is one of the problems in cycling items so perfectly, is that your own cycle of the map and your own rotations become predictable, and base exploited that.
It did so, yeah, wonderfully there.
Oh, I like that.
Whoa. Xron trying to do some nice jumps over. For him, he escapes without taking damage. Still base waiting for that Ghost Walk to come off cooldown. And Xron, can he do anything about that? He's so weak now. And he had the Ghost Walk up just then, but he decided not to use it. Now Xron's got the Doomslayer. One rail is coming in with the punches. Oh no, he's forced out the Ghost Walk. You can see that base was trembling. I like that he came back down though from the bounce pad.
Yeah, utilizing the sound cue to put, nice, to put Xron off, but in the end, knows what's up and finds him.
Oh, this could be smart from, oh, and a base, I think he smelled something that armor wasn't taken, and he grabbed it himself instead. Xron maybe tried to fake it a little bit so he had time to run both items, but didn't quite make it there. He's going to have to escape, and he's weak. Surely base is going to put the pressure on. Wow, he just takes him down. The damage Xron took beforehand seemed to be a huge fault for him.
Character really at the end of the day.
2 for 2. Is Xron gonna let this go again?
Tight series.
3 maps in a row that he let base get over him. Good initial rail for base. Trying to follow up there for the frag, but Xron's speed gets him through the teleporter. 30 seconds into the round, and only now do the items get taken.
These guys want to fight.
I like that though. We've got 2 pretty opposing styles at the moment, playing against each other.
Base, I think base knows that Xron needs the lightning gun, which is why it's a nice, strong defensive position up on the ledges in there, but he's not expecting it.
Whoa. The punches came out for a second, but it did enough damage that Xron was like, not going in for another.
Yeah. Punches the 7 is strong.
Oh, it's very strong, and I think you need a quick champion to really have chances of escaping it. Obviously, if you're a larger champion, you've got a bigger health pool, but you probably won't get berserked on then until you're low. Slowing his face a bit. 5 seconds until the arm is up, and now it's right guarding it. Got LG on LG, and we got some quivering LG used there by base.
Wiggly.
Quickly LG. And that Mega's already been taken. We've got Xron. Oh, he lands the rail. He had armor left anyway, so he wasn't vulnerable yet himself. But that was a great shot for him to land, and he's putting himself an advantage once more. But it was this stage last round where his perfect rotations actually led him to be trapped. Oh, he's got the rockets, but he's taken down by base once more. What's happening to Xron is like he's losing consciousness when he gets close to winning.
But that was a perfect use of the aggressive Ghost Walk, sneaking in while Xron is just jumping around, doing his own thing, sneaking away the red and getting the frag, so that could not work out any better.
One for Xron not to beat himself up over this.
Exactly.
2 champions each.
Get back for the Mega as well.
Such a big edge.
Guessing he
map.
heard that.
Oh, the damage there. And base with such a good stack. Which way is Xron going to work? He's going with the machine gun instead. Small armor taken. There is the Ghost Walk from Xron he can use. And there it is. Just before the damage can come into play. Xron's going to escape. But he needs health. He needs hourglasses. He needs so much right now.
Base taking the safer option and again can double back for both.
Base doesn't have the rail actually. I was wondering why that gun wasn't necessarily used against the small armor. Does need to collect that weapon for himself. He's doing great on the control. Give yourself all the weapons you need in your armor. There we go. Ghost Walk available for both of them. LG comes out. Whoa! What a shot there from base. The Ghost Walk was up, but Xron had no feeling whatsoever that base would be able to land that. LG coming back in return. Xron doesn't have the health to justify going back in for this. He needs to hold on, and he needs to start getting on some of the big items, which Mega's going to be the first one in a while, I think. LG on LG, there it is. There's no Ghost Walk left. Xron, what's the weapon? What the hell's Xron? You let it go.
Oh,
base comes back again. What?
Just.
It looks like we are going to be moving ourselves into game right now here on map 2. For this winner bracket final between Xron and base, and we got a fight right at the beginning, and ultimately decided by Xron's rockets. And flick over to him, who's got the animal. And I think Xron, some kind of aneurysm, I don't know what to say. His head just went bananas. That was ridiculous. Mega being taken. He's got the armor for himself as well, and talk about a bit more LG ammunition.
This is the way I like to see this map played, is that front foot style, pushing your opponents off, because as we saw in the Australian qualifiers, that even if you don't have items, you can deal an immense amount of damage. So you need to force them away from those positions where they want to be. And that's just by pushing them and pushing them and pushing them.
So much damage Xron got. He's going to have to chase him for the frag at the moment. There's no Ghost Walk up, and he's killing pots. He's destroying things. He's looking for lore scrolls, even though he's got all of them. He's doing the whole lot. He finally finds him, and the rockets on this occasion don't kill him. It looks like it could be a comfortable first round, but it always seems to be a comfortable first round for Xron. And then that's when things hit the fan.
Yeah, this is almost a deja vu of what happened on Ruins. So much that nice trap there.
Ooh.
It's so much that Xron starts off at 300 miles an hour and base doesn't know what to do, and then steadily base finds his feet and it falls back in his favor.
Yeah. That heavy's been up for quite a while, so the split on the items has changed.
But as we said, that trap was excellent by base, but it was enabled by the fact that Xron likes to take a structured route. That he would offset the items and he would take the same path to get from A to B. And when you know that, you can then sit in between and catch them off guard. That's exactly what base did.
Experiment the route a bit. LG from base looks very straightforward from him. Obviously, you've got to take into account those good rockets that Xron had, but I mean, Xron was so vulnerable to like that.
That was a very early use of the...
Oh my god.
And a full rocket.
It looked so good for Xron for just a second, and then he turned around in the face. And he didn't even win the first round, though. Normally he does that, and base has taken it down. This guy looking to fulfill dreams here and get himself that spot over at other Quake Champions Invitational.
At DreamHack Winter.
That's it. That's it.
Teamwork again.
Thank you, please. Base can get himself the LG as well. Does need the rockets, which is something that Xron should be blessed with.
This time, we haven't gone in so deep and far.
Yeah.
It's been more casual and calculated.
I'm just taking his time a little bit. He's got to be thinking, he's so close to making it. He doesn't want to mess up this opportunity. The LG from Xron somehow did just remarkable damage going through that. Didn't want to commit though, and if he did, he probably would have won that fight. He's so early on the damage, Xron, every single time.
Yeah.
18 health left. The machine gun damage, it seems to be only base is connecting with any of it, and eventually Xron's going to have to back off from this. Berserk's been used. Extra LG ammunition for Xron, and if he chases up this one, he can probably get the kill.
That must have been so close.
37. He went back and got himself the health bubbles. This is nice. He's going to follow up, and if he carried on, he would have walked into him.
And he's stolen the red now.
Believe in their instincts.
I think his instincts always was the double back. It was a kind of faking him going one way. That's what I do.
Yeah, you're probably right, actually.
What I do all the time.
I think it made more sense for Xron that he would go for the lightning gun rather than hold on to...
Go to the red with the pummel.
Yeah, contest the armor in a sketchy position. It was, if anything, it was actually quite a strong move from base. Getting these rockets from base. Xron's going to have to really respect those because they've been the end of him numerous times.
But it is base that is heavily on the back foot now after a couple of strong rockets from Xron. The speed, he just doesn't care.
I like that movement actually. It surprises me. But I don't usually see him playing on the Anarchy. It's usually Latromi, who actually played in this tournament. He's usually the guy who's just Anarchy only on TZ. Sure. So seeing Xron playing on the Anarchy, I just find it surprising for some reason. LG looks good. Ghost Walker's been forced out. And has found him actually straight away on this occasion. Iceman's not up for a while, and he's trying to force his way in. Oh, he's got to be so careful there. How many times has that been the end of him going versus base's Nyx? It's insane.
Play to win, man. That's what we take.
Nicely done there, Xron. 2.5 minutes in, he secures his first round on Corrupted Keep. His map pick.
Prepare to fight.
Yeah, that was nice eventually. There were a couple of very, as you say, sketchy moments. It's one of those where it is so effective to push in, but so risky at the same time.
Yeah. Xron does believe in his aim though quite a lot. Rockets, not too bad. He's forced to use that injection. The rockets not too bad. They weren't too good either.
Look at that speed.
That almost killed him. 3 health left he had. And he's got to edge away, surely. Which found him the double jump. Oh my god, he's gonna skip past those health bubbles. And he's gonna take the scenic route around this central area. Alright, that was a very long-winded route to get those health bubbles. Just in case any distractions were needed to be made. He wants to get that lightning gun at some point soon, so he's kind of checking to see, do I have a second? No, he's still got it.
Base is doing an exceptional job at defending it though. He knows that the lightning gun is strong. Strongest weapon. And as we said about earlier, it's one of those tactics we like to see a little more. Oh wow!
Oh my god.
I see.
Talk about using that at the last second. We got Mega up. Oh my, he's missed it! It was right there! Just a little bit more strafe on. Okay, Armor, you can surely get this one.
He couldn't hit the brakes.
Now he needs to get that lightning gun, and he's eventually 1:18 in. He's going to grab it, and his health doesn't look too bad, but the amount of close shaves we've seen from him.
I think in this round the damage is around about like 300 to 0.
I would not be surprised. I could actually take a look. If I knew there was a point where they would stop fighting each other, I could quickly zap over to the scoreboard. See if we can do that in a second. 615 for base, 200 something for Xron.
Yeah.
So yeah, a huge, huge difference. I don't really think Xron's been dueling. He's playing like Crazy Taxi or something at the moment.
It doesn't. It's not even like item game, is it? He's just kind of zipping past everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting to watch it from this view. Base is probably like, please slow down for just a moment. And maybe that would bring more success if he did just like, relax himself for a second. One health. There we go. He did it. Base. He put the brakes on. He forced him to use the handbrake. There we go. Mega taken. Might be a race over to Armor. Base messes up his movement a little bit, which does give glimmer of light over to Xron. Jump up. Should have. Shotgun. Ouch. This is really bad news. Base, you walked into their death trap just then. And Xron will be, thank you, I'll take that free frag. Thank you so much. return to that armor. That rocket launcher as well will come in great use to him. If he had the rockets just then, it would have been excellent. George
Nice. Oh,
that was close.
nearly connected.
Yeah, direct rocket would have been insane for base just then. And it's getting already pretty close to the end of the duel, especially if bases were to win. If
Yeah.
Ron eventually wins this map, then we're technically halfway through, but still. Oh my god, that rocket. 10 seconds to go. No, he's walked into it! He panicked a little bit. There was no commitment from base, and yet Xron was just... That was enough. He just needed to take a step back. Rockets are banned!
Oh.
Can't believe he hit the shots. He's used Berserk as well. I think he did that anyway in case that shot didn't kill him. Oh, the LG though. Base, he picks up the round. He's now on match point.
I have to say that Base's general dueling has been a lot cleaner than Thron's. His positional play, his patience, overall has been far more effective with Thron's combat skills has really kept him in the game.
Ron doesn't really understand patience, I think.
No, it doesn't seem so. Although when we used to watch him at the very start of his dueling, he was always very, very patient.
I think he can be, but it's
Not
not
anymore, apparently.
reflected in this duel at the moment. He's suffering a lot. That
What
rocket
hell?
saving him. Where
He's
is
still
he?
there!
How's he going? The punch! The punch! Oh, and he gets him down at the end. Base with frag one in this round.
What is going on?
He had so many chances as well. The rocket's out, looking for a midi to save his life. He won't make it happen. They look so damn close. 10 health base.
What is going on? I'm going grayer. I'm stressed.
Base, he takes about 75 worth of resources just then. John's able to back off and get himself the armor. It's we're already getting over to the next mega spawn as well. No Midez, not on this one.
You don't need me. There's literally nothing to analyze. They've just gone
Bananas over here.
bananas.
Oh, it's Ron. Oh, he's got to
Great.
use the Ghost Walk. He's got 1 HP himself. I think he smelt where Ron was. That was, I couldn't see a speck of blue on someone's health bar then, so
Yeah, it
one
was
assumes.
slim pickings for health.
Yeah. It's just by the hourglasses at the moment.
Yeah, so that's
This is really bad news for him. Can he make it away?
Wow.
The machine gun. What a switch there from base.
he knows where he's going to spawn now.
One frag away. This is going to be such a moment of relief for base if he's able to pick up this last kill. It will give himself a chance to finally prove his worth on the international scene and do something and redeem himself for his troubled past in Quake Live.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him at like a major LAN.
No, not only in the Moscow ones.
Yeah.
And he's already delivering some awesome damage. This is going to be it. Xron goes down.
GG.
Base wins the winner bracket final here in the qualifier for the Quick Champions Invitational at DreamHack Winter.